Hello everyone, Daniel Yuck here. Thank you all for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Today we are going to take an up-close look and dive into an in-depth review at these needle cartridges right here from a company called InkClaw. We're going to take an up-close look at these needles. We're going to go over the specs. We're going to take an up-close look at the performance and everything in between. So by the end of this video, you will have a good idea as to what you can expect on your end upon picking up some of these needles. Should you have any questions at any point throughout this video, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'm going to do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. With that being said, let's just dive straight on into this. Now, where I'm going to begin is on the specifics of the needles. Now, there's an array right here that I can use to illustrate the points that I'm going to make. One thing that I did notice off the top is there is an assortment of needles from InkClaw, even all the way down from regular to multiple variations of textured needles, as you can see right here in this image. So as you can see, we have the regular and then 3 textured options, which clearly illustrates what the textured options are right here. Now, that's one thing that I didn't notice. Another thing that I noticed is the different tensions that InkClaw also offers, which is another thing that I want to illustrate here in this video. One thing that I'm really going to touch base on is this assortment right here is a small assortment, and this can really illustrate the point that I'm going to try to make here. Right here we have a standard 3-round liner. I'm going to touch base on this one specific more. Right here we have 2 standard 5-round liners. Right here we have 3 standard 7-round shaders, and then right here we have 3 9-round mags standard. Allow me to bring the 9-round mags up just to illustrate my point. As you can see, they all are standard and they all are 9-round mags. However, the first one ends with 1, the second ends with the M, and then the third ends with a 3. What this is telling me is these are different tensions in terms of how hard these needles are in here. This membrane here is what that's correlating to. So for example, the number 1 is going to be a softer hitting needle. Medium obviously is going to be medium, and 3 is going to be the hardest needle, hitting needle there with the hardest tension. And that right there alone, we can get the needles in correspondence to our setup. So let's say, for example, if I'm going to be using the InkClaw dagger, then I'm probably going to want to go for the medium or the 3, simply because this is a harder hitting machine. If I'm going to go for a machine that's hitting softer, I don't really want to put that strain on the machine, so I'm going to go for number 1 or even a medium. It really just depends on the setup. So by giving us multiple variations really allows us to get a needle that's truly best for our setup and specific machine that we are using, and or machines that we're using on our end. And that rule of thumb would apply to pretty much any setup. So let me show you another assortment right here. As you can see, they're all our standard 7-round shaders ending in 1, M, and 3. So this is going to be 1 for soft tension, just to confirm, medium for medium tension, 3 for harder tension, as you can see right there. And then the same thing for the 5-round liner. And pretty much any size needle is going to come in this sort of configuration, as you see. Standard 5-round liner, M and 3. I don't have the 1. I also wanted to touch base on this unique needle. As I've stated, so InkClaw offers not only textured and multiple, variations of textured needles. However, as you can see, they offer unique needles like this, from really big, mags to, as you can see, this is going to be a standard 3-round liner. It took me a little bit to get my head around this. As you can see, there's a number 4 in front though. If we turn it over, allow me to zoom in here. You can see through there is 3 actual, standard 3-round liners there. So there's 4 standard 3-round liners in that needle right there, as you see, forming a mag right here. As you can see though, I'm going to use this for like stippling in bigger areas, like larger areas that I want to stipple. I'm going to use these. But just to confirm, so as you can see, it has 4 points, but on those points there is a standard 3-round liner, as you see. And I'm going to open this up here shortly as well and show you all up close, but I just wanted to illustrate that and show you all the unique settings that InkClaw offers right here. And this is one of the coolest needles or configurations that I've ever seen, and this is one that would get a lot of use out of me. So yeah, when I saw this, again, it took me a little bit to understand, but when I got the idea of it, I was like, that's immaculate, that's amazing. That's a cool assortment. So allow me to open this up and show you all here up close. So let's take a look at this needle. So just to confirm, we have 4 points, and on each one of those points, there's a standard 3-round liner. And allow me to bring this up close here and show you all. And as you can see, we do have 4 points, and on each point there's a standard 3-round liner. This will make great for stipple type work or larger areas, especially like if the areas are big and I don't want to use one needle. This would work out well. Let me show you the cartridge up close while we are here. One thing that I do notice about these is the stability that these needles have. Like, there's very little room for these needles to wiggle and go anywhere. Let me show you the entire build here up close. And we're gonna go ahead and do the same with the other needles as well, so that way we get a thorough look at these. Again, this is one of my favorite configurations that I've come across to date. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other needles. One thing that I want to point out is I would like to take a look at, let's go for the 7-round shaders. Let's open up these and let's kind of take a look at the tensions up close before we put them into the machine here. So as you can see, the builds are all similar. And as you can see, though, there's like a cap right here, that plastic cap, and then inside there is kind of like a socket there, and that right there, how that build, that model really provides the needle with stability. As you can see, there's very little room for wobble, and this right here is a very soft tension needle. You can feel how it's soft. So this would be a great needle for, like, let's say if we're going to be using the CNC Q2 or the CNC Q1 for a softer hitting machine. This would definitely be great, especially at 3.5 millimeter stroke. To each their own though, but this is a more softer hitting needle, and I'm sure this needle would be compatible with a lot of other machines. But again, this is just the soft tension right here, and this is the build. As you can see, a really nice build overall, really cool design as well. Let me proceed to the next one here. This is going to be the standard 7-round shader, the medium. This is going to be the medium level, so there's going to be 3 levels. This is the mid, obviously. And you could definitely feel the tension raise as well. So if you were to, you know, go ahead and compare them side by side, the tension is truly different. Oh yeah, that's definite. That's truly apparent. So as you can see though, the design is the same. Still a great stable design. And again, we're going to test the performance as well. We are going to take an up close look at how these needles line, how they work, how they perform. This one's going to be the standard 7-round shader, the hardest tension. And that's definitely apparent. So you can truly feel the tension system change and fluctuate throughout the levels of the needle. So if you were to go ahead and get the assortment on your end, I want you to try that. I want you to open 3 of the same needles, and I want you to press them as I'm doing here. And let me know on your end if you feel the difference, because I definitely do. So this is going to be the hardest one. This is going to be the mid. That's 2 different. That's 2 apparent differences there. Let me put this one back. Let me compare mid to soft. Yeah, that's truly different. And let me put the mid away. I'm going to compare hard tension to mid. So through and through, all the way through, the needles are the same. So the needles are cohesive. However, the tension system really does change. And that right there, I feel, is going to impact as well the work that we're doing upon applying our tattoos. Allow me to actually audibly demonstrate and visibly demonstrate the different tensions here. So like I stated, for example, here is the InkClaw dagger wrapped up. I would use a medium or a 3 tension on this machine. But let's say if you're using something like this, like the mast, you know, this mast rotary machine right here, it's a little machine. I would definitely want to go with either the 1 or the M. Stay in that range. But I'm going to use this machine right here to audibly let you all hear the different tensions. So that way you can actually hear the differences in the tension from 1 to 3. So this is going to be 1. So let's switch out and let's go to the medium here as well. This is the medium. Let's switch out and let's go to the third tension, which is the hardest tension. And this is the hardest tension. So I'm not sure if you can audibly hear that, but there is a dramatic difference in the tension sound as well. So that alone is how I know the tensions are active and working. And as well as the vibrations, this one feels a lot more smoother. So this one right here, for this type of machine, I would definitely go with the 1. It feels super smooth. However, let's say if I am using a machine like the InkClaw Dagger, which has a bit more hit to it, I would go with the 3 right here. But if I'm going to use a machine that's a bit more harder hitting, like the InkClaw Dagger, I would go with a 3. Nice and consistent, low vibration still. Let me put in the medium one and see how that one hits there. And the soft one. And the same rule is going to apply to all of the configurations, all of the assortments as well. You can audibly hear the difference. This one's going to be the softer hitting needle. This is going to be 1. So for the InkClaw Dagger, the medium and the third one feels a bit more comfortable over the softer hitting one. So yeah, with that being said, I want to go ahead and just shed light on that and try to audibly illustrate and visually illustrate that for you all here. I'm going to bring out a fake skin so that way we can test out these needles in their entirety and check out the performance and stability on them. So to illustrate this point here, I'm going to be using the InkClaw Dagger along with the standard 7-round shader. This is going to be the third tension here, number 3, as you see. One thing that I'm going to be looking for while I'm pulling lines is the stability of the needle upon pulling lines and how the needle inputs the ink as well. I am running at 8 volts here. I'm trying to look for needle wobbles and any adversities within the lines that I am pulling here. But as you can see though, it's providing me with a stable, clean line, even going at different angles. I believe it's the model, I believe it's the build there, the membrane, and this right here. This aspect right here that's holding it all together, that's really providing us with that level of stability there. As you can see though, if you take your time from getting to point A to B, it leaves you with nice results here. And we are going to try that point, that 4-round mag. We are going to try that and see how that performs as well. And this is just a mild demonstration here. This won't do it justice until I use these needles on human skin, in which I will. I have used these on a silicone foot as well, and they also did wonderful in that aspect. They performed great. But as you can see though, continuous, consistent saturation. And again, running at 8 volts. Very, very nice, consistent. I personally feel safe using these needles in terms of like stability. Allow me to switch over though to the unique configuration. By unique configuration, I'm referring to the standard 3-round liner 4-point. The 4-point standard 3-round liner is how I should say it. I'm gonna see how this performs and just to see what kind of look we get. But you can see up closer here, this is the standard 4-round, or 3, this is a standard 4.3 round liner right here. So again, I would use this if I was stippling in larger areas. Like so. And as you see though, we are getting that nice dotted look. And I am using the edge of it. You can use this side if you choose. Like so. To get that nice textured look. Allow me to switch over to a more clean side here so we can really illustrate this. Now this is my first time ever using a needle like this, so I'm trying to figure out, you know, my best approach, but while still trying to illustrate the potential. Yeah, this is definitely something that I can get used to using. It is a bit different, or it's completely different over anything that I have used. However, this can provide me with some unique results in my tattooing. And again, I don't really know what I'm going for right now. I'm literally just illustrating. Turn it over on the side as well. That's very cool. So I can see that being handy for like flower petals. Something like this maybe. Something to this extent. It's a nice looking flower right there, or a nice looking leaf, my bad. But that's how, you know, one way that I would use it as well. It's actually pretty cool, but it's just a nice little example. This right here though is definitely a unique configuration that I'm going to be working with more and getting used to, and as I do, I will bring you all more videos on that. But as you can see though, I'm able to cover larger areas with fewer passes for the stippling approach. So this is going to be great for, let's say, chest pieces, large size back pieces, especially because I like to use stippling. So this is ideal right here. Even if it is standard, it's still going to get the job done. Let me go ahead and switch over to a different configuration here. So this one's going to be the standard 5-round liner right here. And I'm just going to approach it, just do some lining, and again, just mild use here, just demonstrating. And we're running right now at 5 volts even. I could still line like that. I could even do dot work with this 5-round liner. Even this 5-round liner is giving me some nice dot work here. So it's definitely achievable with the 5-round liners. And this is going to be the third tension as well, but it feels super smooth with the InkClaw dagger. Overall, these needles right now, after using, I've had a little bit of experience with the needles as well. Again, I did that silicone foot tattoo. These needles are super stable. I don't have any complaints about them, me personally. What I would like to do is get my hands on a bigger assortment of configurations, maybe more some that I use, like 7 round liners, 9 round liners, and 11 round liners, and maybe get them in standard and in a 00, so that way I can test them out more. But right now, after you first use and you know, using them a little bit more off camera, I can say that these needles are definitely worthwhile. I can say that because of various reasons. The assortment that we get, the quality that we get, the model, the build, everything about these InkClaw needles is really, really nice, as you can see. I don't really have any negatives to say. More so right now, I just feel like I've had a small assortment to test out, and from testing out that small assortment is where I'm drawing these opinions from, and from my experience using them. I haven't experienced any wobbles or anything like that with the needles. Even sometimes when I tend to throw my needle out a little bit too much, that tends to really mess me up sometimes. Not with this specific model right here, because of the stability right here in this area. As you can see, it's truly stable. This is a super smooth flow. I can even hear when my needle depth's a little bit too out or too in. As you see right there, I'm a little bit too out, still a little too out. So you can hear when the needle changes and you find a more appropriate depth for you, and then you can kind of get familiar with that sort of depth. But as you can see, it's truly easy for me to find my needle depth. Truly stable needle. I would highly recommend checking these specific needles out, especially if you're looking for some new good quality needles. The stability that these provide is profound, I feel. And not only that, the textured variety that they offer along with the assortment is flawless. You should check out their bigger mags as well, in which I will bring an entirely different review on top of that, InkClaw also makes really large round shaders as well. For that, what I would like to do is take like maybe 1 more minute and demonstrate the round mag, so we can pack some black with that before we close out this video. So before we go here, allow me to pack some black. I'm gonna take my voltage up to about 6.5, and I'm gonna use that 9 mag there to just illustrate some packing of black here before we close this video out. And as I stated, these needles are really stable, I feel. For multiple reasons, I recommend these needles here. These needles are definitely going to get a thumbs up from me. I approve. These are needles that I can see myself using over and over again as well. Even the packing of black is nice, saturated. I like to throw my needles out, as you can see, using just the tips of my needles upon packing. Taking my time to saturate, as you see here. Overall, all in all, packing of black checks out for me as well. The packing of black is great on my end, as you see right here. And I'm throwing my needle out quite a bit there. It's probably a little more than I need. But overall, all in all, I can highly, again, as I stated, I highly recommend these needles if you're looking for a new stable needle to check out. These are worthwhile from InkClaw. I am going to leave links in the description below so you can check them out on your end. For many reasons, I do recommend them because of the variations that they offer from regular to textured. Not only that, the tensions that they offer as well, and also the configurations offered. It'd be hard to find a needle configuration that you yourself cannot use from InkClaw. So I highly recommend checking them out. At the very least, try and get an assortment so that we can kind of see more or less what you can expect. For me, nothing but quality. I don't have any negatives at the moment. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, as I will be bringing more videos of me using these so I can update you all along the journey. If you have any questions at all at anything throughout this video, let's say if you saw something you have a question on, please feel free to drop it down below. I'm going to do my absolute best to assist you into the best possible direction. I also have social medias all under the same name at Daniel Yuck. That's going to be DanielYuck, same as my YouTube channel. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I would truly appreciate the support on there as well. Yet again, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this. Thank you all for tuning in. You all have a great day.